When you have lust and you have fits of lust, in that moment in time, you feel compelled to be dragged into whichever position, into whichever direction your desires want to take you to. And you do not seem to be in control. That is lust. In other words, like you are hungry and you eat and you feel content. You feel full. But when you have sex and still there is no sign of fullness and there is always a burning desire to have more and more and more and more, and you never feel satisfied, this is a disease, and this is lust. There are two types of lust. Number one, which is permitted by God, and it is for it is a permissible allowance, which of course is for your wife. And then there is another type of lust which is prohibited, and that is when you see any woman and you feel crazy, you have this tingling feeling, and you get carried away. And then what Mir Sahib said becomes true. You have the sexual fantasies. Sexual fantasies is not wrong when Mir Sahib said it. Because most of the time, when you see women and they are not approachable, oftentimes you just indulge in fantasies. You just think about it. You just think about it, and this thinking is a form of fantasy. Now, permissible lust is related to the source of permissible lust is nafs, and the source of prohibited lust is your heart. And this is because there are 30,000 layers of lust which your heart is covered with. And these 30,000 layers of lust are covering your heart. Your heart is, so to speak, buried under these 30,000 layers of lust. And no matter how religious you are and how dedicated a worshipper you are, these 30,000 layers of lust stay there. The only time these 30,000 layers of lust are removed from the heart is when your heart is initiated into spirituality. Then with the power of the spiritual master, these 30,000 layers of lust are removed permanently. They're removed permanently. And after this spiritual blessings, you should not have uncontrollable desires, or you should not fantasize. What Rizwan said is a different thing. The devil, the Satan, it's like you live in a house and you have the keys of the house, and then there is a thief also, and that thief has got a pair of keys of your house, and when you are not there, he opens the door, gets inside the house, and he knows every nook and cranny of your house. In a similar way, the devil has the keys of your body, and he runs through your blood. And the problem is, he is very clever, right? He only attacks on you in which area you're very weak. For example, some people are more into money than spending time with a woman, right? And some other people are more into a woman than going after money. Some people just talk about sexuality, fantasize, like Musab said. And when it comes to practical, they do not seem to do anything. Maybe for a number of reasons. Maybe they're not physically fit to do it, or maybe they're scared of God. If I do it, I may go to hell. So they do not practice, rather they fantasize about it. Okay. Some people have greed for money, some people have greed for lust, and some other people have some other defects in their character. So how the Satan will deceive one will depend in which area the individual is very weak. Having desires, carnal desires, is not rare, right? If you're a man, you will definitely have desires. Whether you're purified man or impurified man, but you'll still have some desires. Those who are purified, they have control over their desires, and those who are impure, they do not have control on their desires. The spirituality is all about discipline, how to discipline yourself and how to discipline your desires. I mean, some people will watch a movie and they will get themselves wet, right? Some people will go through a Playboy magazine and they will spill it over it. But some people have a little more control, I think. So they enjoy flipping over the pages of Playboy magazine. They enjoy it. They enjoy looking at the beautiful bodies and faces. However, they are not yet ready enough to spill over. Nafs is the sole source of physical enjoyment, physical indulgence and fantasies. When Mir Sahib said fantasies, you might think fantasies are thinking about something, but in spirituality, the spiritual meaning of this fantasy, the practical side of this fantasy is very, very dangerous. For example, if you're thinking about a woman and in your imagination you're doing everything, maybe in the beginning when you started visualizing somebody in front of you, and through your imagination you're doing virtually what you would do if you were allowed to physically. Latifa and nafs from your body will leave and do everything that you were fantasizing about. And the amount of nar which you would have accumulated when you did it physically would be more when you did it with your nafs. Prophet Muhammad said, if you're going through a marketplace and you see a woman and you feel attracted and you feel lustful, go back home, sleep with your wife and then come back. The lust will go away. Sometimes lust is not lust, it is frustration. Because in our culture, Brother Steve, in our culture in Pakistan and also in India, women, the only time they put on good clothes are when they are getting married. The only time. Well, in the West, they do it every day. They take care of their body, they take care of themselves. They wear makeup. They do wear makeup in Pakistan, but they don't know how to do it perfectly. You know, they look more ugly. And when I said frustration, when somebody sees his wife every day in the same clothes and the hair is not combed properly, the face is not washed, right? There is no Roberto Rivoli perfume on the body, stinking and everything, and the husband is really horny, and the other half is kind of put off and doesn't feel any desire, and the husband gets really pissed off, right? He may take it to his own hands. But there is a limit. One day he will find out it's not a hand's job. It's not a hand job, is it? So, how did you know? So sometimes this is frustration, it's not lust. Sometimes it's frustration. This is why Prophet Muhammad said, the woman that you want to marry, she has to be beautiful. She has to be beautiful. You know, according to Quran, you know what God said? All women, the faithful ones, they should beautify themselves every day before their husbands arrive home. And when their husbands arrive home, your beauty, the enchanting beauty, should please the heart of your husband in Islam. But the priests in Islam twisted it. Oh, don't wear lipstick, don't do this, don't do that. Some Muslim women are so rigid in covering their body. They don't show their body even to their husbands. I heard there is a place in Arab world, especially some people in Egypt, and also in Shia. I heard somebody saying, Ali said, your wife should not see you naked and you should not see your wife naked, or you will become blind. You know, somebody told me in America that some people in that region of the world, they make a hole in their outfits. And this is how they sleep together. So they don't see each other's body. What an unpleasant way of having sex. It's terrible, मेरे साथ. इससे तो बेहतर है कि आदमी जो है ना हाथों को तकलीफ. Such an unpleasant way of. It's suicidal. What do you think about this, Steve? Huh? Is it? But this comes from the priests in Islam, not from God. I mean, God is really romantic. God said in Quran, all women should beautify themselves, and when their husband arrive home, you should be so beautiful to the eyes of your husband that he appreciates your beauty. But in our culture, it's different. If there is an occasion somewhere, somebody is getting married or there's some party, only then our women put on good clothes, apply perfume, and then go there. And as soon as they come back home, they take them off, put the stinky ones again. Maybe this is why some people find it hard to cope with the absence of simplified sex. And this could be a result of frustration. You know, there are different forms of frustration, right? Sometimes Rafaqat has done a 10 hours job in his cab and he's seen 100 women and he feels horny and he goes back home and he wants to enjoy himself, but he doesn't get to, then he gets frustrated. Am I right, Rafaqat? Yeah, I'm telling you what you go through every day. The women in our culture think, no, this is This is not important. To them, what is important is to make food. It's in the fridge. Make food, take care of the kids, and sleep. That's all. I don't know this hadith. There is a saying of Prophet Muhammad. I don't know if it's true or a concocted one, but it's very strong. Prophet Muhammad said, if a husband asks his wife to sleep with him, and his wife says to him, "Oh no, I am busy worshipping God," and she doesn't come to him, then God said, the angels curse that woman all night. And you're not letting your husband enjoy with you. Rather, you're in worship. You're worshipping God, but God doesn't want it. The angels curse that woman all night. I think, in other words, the job of a woman is not just to clean the house and take care of the kids and take care of the kitchen, but more importantly, it is to take care of the husband in fuller meaning of the phrase. So some of the people here do not have lust. It is frustration. And then you all know, presentation is very important, right? And the same woman without makeup and without a shower will look like a cat, or maybe a bitch. Who knows? But if you do a little bit of Photoshop work on her, makeup and shower and everything, she might appeal. She might have a little appeal. Kyon, Jedi? This is why some people have this problem. Maybe you do not know whether you suffer from lust, but I know who suffers from lust. Because if you suffer from lust, you should not sit with me. One who suffers from lust, he releases so many spiritual, what do you call them? Insects. You can't breathe properly. I do not think anybody here suffers from lust. And nearness. Nearness is the nearness between the souls and between the hearts. I tell you about one of the very important followers of Prophet Muhammad. At the time of Prophet Muhammad, Prophet Muhammad lived in Mecca and Medina in Saudi Arabia. And there was a guy called Awais. He was in Yemen. In those times, 1436 years ago, it's less likely that Awais Karni would have sent an email to Prophet Muhammad. Muslims don't pay attention. Who told Prophet Muhammad about Awais Karni? He lived in Yemen. 1432 years ago. There was no proper transportation system. There was no electronic communication available at that time. Right? And how did he know about Prophet Muhammad? But he never came to see Prophet Muhammad. He never came to see Prophet Muhammad. But he is the most blessed one. Why? Because Prophet Muhammad's soul went to see him and blessed his soul. And in the last days, Prophet Muhammad sent his companions, some of his companions, to him, and Prophet Muhammad gave one of his shirts and said, "Give it to him and ask him to pray for my followers." And he never came to see Prophet Muhammad. This was a spiritual benevolence. This was a spiritual relationship between him and Prophet Muhammad. So when the heart is enlightened, when the soul is enlightened, and there is a spiritual bond between the souls, then it doesn't matter how far you are physically, you are still clung to the heart. And you are not far from the heart. You don't have to be in the physical vicinity to be a loved one. You may be 100 miles away, 1,000 miles away, 10,000 miles away, but still, because of the spiritual bond, you're close to the heart, you're close to the soul. However, the spiritual bond must be established. And this spiritual bond is established. The Lord's name is pounding in your heart, and it's generating divine light.